Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, guess what? We're live from Harlem, New York City, and I'm Alex Bennett, and this is the Ramble. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going out to the other coast of the United States because we're in New York, and we're joining Larry Bubbles Brown.
Yes,
Hello, Larry.
Hello, Alex. I'm awaiting my pardon for anything I may have done.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't it sad in this day and age that we have to pardon people retroactively,
Yeah.
that they're in fear that they're going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I'm out of it. Good morning. How are you?
Well, I think the first retroactive pardon may have been Nixon when Ford.
Ford did it, yeah. And Ford did it for the welfare of the country. He felt the country should not have to go through a criminal trial for ex-president of the United States. It's better to just let it go and get on with things. And I kind of
he was right, yeah.
Yeah, I agreed with that. I thought that was a good idea. But a lot of people were incensed because, we hated Nixon. I mean, I can't remember how much we hated Nixon. In fact, I was on his enemies list.
Wow.
Yeah, not the first one, the second one. I didn't make the first cut. Yeah. Maybe I had to go in for another audition. I don't know.
I remember my father just had an irrational hatred of Nixon.
Well, my father used to refer to him. I always thought Nixon's first name was Damn. Because he'd always refer to him as that damn Nixon. And I always feel. But you remember when we thought he was the worst president we've ever had? And now that's just a little small dream. Oh, here comes my coffee bringer. Marjorie is bringing me coffee.
Too late.
Huh?
I may have poured too much milk in it.
Oh, it doesn't matter if you pour too much milk in it. I like milk with my coffee. I didn't use milk in my coffee, by the way, till recently. And then I suddenly realized it tastes better. Anyway, that's how much I hate coffee. I have to ruin it before I use it. Anyway, we always thought of Nixon as just being horrible and terrible. But then by comparison to what we've got, it's no contest.
Well, look at I think Nixon was much better than W.
Oh, Nixon. If you look at a presidency and you look at it without your political bias, you have to say, okay, in retrospect, he did good things. I don't think the president should ever be judged by what they did at the moment, but look back at it years later. And people are reflecting on Nixon in a more positive way. I mean, he opened up dialogue with China and things like that,
I've seen interviews with him, and he certainly sounds presidential. So
Yeah. But up until that time, he was the most horrible president we ever had.
Well, I think he was very paranoid and had some personality issues.
Well, Nixon, this is interesting. Nixon, when he was graduating from Whittier College or something like that, went in the night before the graduation, because he was graduating at the top of his class, and checked to see. He was paranoid that he might be, something might happen. So he snuck in and looked at his records. And they found him doing it, and they almost wouldn't let him graduate. So then you go forward how many years to Watergate? It's the same thing, He was going to win, no question about it, and he still had to have somebody go in and try and find out what the Democrats had.
Yeah,
on
so
it.
he totally screwed it. Yeah, he was going to win in a landslide, and he totally screwed
Yeah,
the...
he won the election, but boy, eventually he had to leave because of that.
Now, you might remember this, but I remember my father was mad at Nixon because something about some woman named Helen
Gahagan Douglas. You're right. Helen Gahagan Douglas was a movie actress at one time. And she became, I think, maybe a member of Congress or whatever. And he called her out as a communist. And she never was a communist, But that's what you did in those days. You called somebody out as a communist, and that ruined them. And she was running against him for, I think, the Senate seat he had or whatever. Did he have a Senate seat? Yeah, I think so.
Congressional
Seat. And to compete with her, he simply started going after her as a communist. And it was terrible what he did to Helen Gahagan Douglas. But your father remembered, right?
Yeah, he remembered. I just remembered he just was almost irrational about Nixon.
Now, you were where in the country at the time?
This is in Ohio.
See, that's amazing that he even was aware of Helen Gahagan Douglas in that situation, because the whole fight for that congressional seat was in California, and people knew Helen.
My father was very attuned politically, so he knew what was going on.
Oh, great. So did you adopt your father's political feelings?
Pretty much, yeah. I remember the first election when I was a kid was Kennedy, and he was really into that, and was very happy that Kennedy beat Nixon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody
that was a pretty close race, as I recall.
Now, you know something? If I asked you this question, I want to see how you would answer. Who was the better president, Nixon or Kennedy?
Kennedy was in 3 years, so I think you would. I don't know if he got anything done.
He didn't get anything done. He was not a particularly great president. Nixon did a lot of stuff. I can't enumerate it, but I heard it enumerated the other day by somebody who said, if you want to think about Nixon as a bad president, here's what he did. And they listed a whole bunch of really positive things, not the least of which was, of course, going to China. So we think of Kennedy better than we think of Nixon. But Kennedy didn't get a lot done. As a matter of fact, it took Lyndon Johnson, after Kennedy's death, to take all of the things that Kennedy wanted to do and to enact them. And that's why he enacted, Johnson, more civil rights legislation than any other president in the history of the United States.
And Medicare.
And Medicare as well. I think Johnson was maybe one of the best presidents in my lifetime if I look back at what he did.
A horrible human being.
I don't know that he was a horrible human being. I kind of liked him. He would ask congressmen and senators to come to the Oval Office, and he'd be sitting on the toilet while he was talking.
Yeah, horrible.
And that's not horrible. I think that's as it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But he was a character, is what he was. But he knew how to get things done because he had been in the Senate, I believe.
He was a Senate whip.
Yeah, he was a Senate whip, and he knew how to whip people into shape. So he could get a lot of legislation done because he knew how to just bring them in and bully them, And he was a great master of bullying people. So
yeah. Well, you probably remember this. That was probably the first televised debate, Kennedy and Nixon.
Yeah, we never really had debates before that.
And everyone said Kennedy won, but they said people that listened to the radio thought Nixon won, but Nixon looked so bad on TV that...
Right. They say that people listened. That was a time when television was just coming in, and some people still had radios. I imagine you do.
Yeah, I do.
But they had radios, and when they listened to it on the radio, Nixon was the hands down winner. You know, so Kennedy. The Kennedy thing was really, how can I put it? The first time we had television and how you looked on television making a factor in whether you would win or not. And Kennedy knew how to play that. And he was the first television wise president that we ever had. You know, he knew how to use it. So all things changed then. But prior to that, I don't think we had debates, you know. I think there were the Lincoln-Douglas debates, but that was a long time ago. But we didn't have debates. And today they go, oh, so-and-so won't debate so-and-so. Well, they're only going to do two debates. There's no reason to do a debate. What do they prove? Nothing.
They never, there's totally nothing comes out of them. So.
Yeah, it's just like, who's the better debater? And that I never thought that debating was a quality you had to be president. But all of a sudden we made it that way, you know. And it all changed then. Television changed everything, you know. And just the same way in which the internet is changing everything now.
I always thought that TV could be considered the forerunner of the internet. How it ruined a lot of things.
Well, these are all technical media that have changed things, you know, and the way in which we do things and the way in which we perceive things. And currently it's the internet. I mean, look at who was at the inauguration yesterday, sitting like in the second row, I mean, on the dais, okay? You had the four most powerful people in media. You had Jeff Bezos, you had Tim Cook, you had, what's his name? Elon Musk.
Zuckerberg.
And Zuckerberg. Oh, wait a minute. And there's a fifth one. And he was there. The guy from Google. Think of that. These are the five most powerful people in America. Between them, they could do anything they wanted to do. And I sat there and I went, you know, well, I'm never going to buy another Apple product because Tim Cook went to the inauguration. And then I said, well, I'm never going to use Facebook again because Zuckerberg is there. Okay. Well, I'm never going to buy a Tesla. Okay. And by the time I was through, I said to myself, I can't do a show anymore because I use all of these things. I got an Apple computer that's operating this show right now when we're recording it. I've got... I put my stuff out on YouTube, which is Google. I put it out on Facebook, which is Zuckerberg. You know, I don't think I use anything that Elon Musk has. Okay,
you will not be buying a Tesla.
I'm not going to be buying a Tesla. No, under no circumstances. But now he's coming out with a TV set that looks really good. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's coming out this year.
I heard they said he might be coming out with a phone as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how they can improve on the iPhone. Although, if you think about it, how old's the iPhone? It's like...
07.
07? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're getting almost on 20 years. By that time, things get old, and all you've done is just improve on the same model. You haven't changed the way in which you use it. You know, so.
It'll be interesting to see what it will evolve into.
Well,
probably something you want. It'll be implanted in your arm or something.
Well, I don't think that. He'd probably make something simpler and cheaper. Okay, I mean, let's face it. I've got an iPhone. You know me, and I think I'm tech savvy. Although
you're very tech savvy.
As I get older, I'm less tech savvy. Okay, like here, I have to remember what button to push to do what now. You know, where before it was like just implanted in me. But I'm tech savvy, but I got the newest iPhone, and I use it to take videos, pictures, and make calls. That's it. There are so many other features on the iPhone that I don't know about, that I haven't used, and so it's gotten too complicated.
I've heard those phones. Yeah, you're not the only one. I've heard they can do so much stuff that people have no idea.
They've got AI in there now. If you send me like a text and I want to reply to you, it automatically puts up a reply for me if I want it. And it'll go, well, Bubs, I'll talk to you later. And I go, that's the AI speaking. How does he know I call him Bubs? It's really something. It's really
You
something.
have the latest model iPhone?
Just got the latest model. I hadn't changed iPhones in 3 years because, quite frankly, they don't change that much. Just the camera gets better. It's almost as though when they plug, it's time now for the new iPhone, and they get out there and show what's good about the new iPhone. What are the main features they're saying are good about the new iPhone? They talk about the camera. I mean, what am I doing? I'm carrying a camera around in my pocket that will also make telephone calls. So, and nobody makes calls anymore. They text.
It's ironic they call it a phone since that's its least usage.
Mm-hmm. It takes pictures, takes video, it takes great video. I was sending back videos from Marjorie and I live in Paris, like in front of Notre Dame Cathedral, in front of the Eiffel Tower. And did it all from the phone. Okay?
Imagine if people had smartphones during the Kennedy assassination. You would have had that covered from every angle.
Well, I think there would have been a lot of conspiracy theories, although there already were, but more so, like, did you see this woman in the corner? It looked like she was carrying a gun, and things like that. But there's too much tech is causing problems, and how I love technology. When I was a kid, I loved technology.
You were the first person I met that talked about computers.
Right. I'm probably the first person you met who ever had a car phone.
You were.
When I could afford it, that was the first thing I had installed in my new car was an iPhone, was a car phone, which was actually a real phone. You picked the receiver up and talked into it.
Do you remember what it cost back then?
Oh, God, I don't know. I have
It
no
had to
idea.
be expensive.
It was. I have no idea, though. But I had to have it. I just, But now, that's ridiculous. A phone in your car that's attached to your car? No. So, I feel like I'm going to sneeze here. Yeah, that's terrible. Let me blow my nose here. I'm going to cut the mic for a second.
Hit the cough button.
Hit the cough button. There we go. Okay.
Remember that in radio? Didn't we have a cough button?
Yeah, we had a cough button. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I could hit a button here and do it, but anyway. Where were we?
Talk about phone. Someone told me that people really know how to use phones. Say the Galaxy, the Samsung makes, might be better than the iPhone.
Well, that's if you talk to somebody who likes Android, okay, which is, are you aware of Android?
I don't know. I know the Android and
it's the operating system for the Google phones. Google invented Android. And some people tell me, Android's much better. But I just don't know. I've seen them operate them, and I don't know that they are better. The iPhone, I've got to hand it to Apple. They came out with the iPhone, and all these other phones that they have are imitating them. They're having to play catch-up. But I really, when the iPhone came out, I had Marjorie waiting in line because I was on the air, waiting in line to get ours, It was really something. And it was so small. I still have it here. It was really tiny. Now they're bulky and big and heavy, So anyway, that was my I mean I've been I never liked Apple until I started working with one of their computers at a studio I worked for here in New York for a short time. And after I worked with it doing video, I said, "Oh, this is the great computer for video and graphics." And so I've gone to Apple and never gone back. And I have a PC sitting here that I can use, but they're still terrible. The whole PC system, it just doesn't work as well as the Apple system, at least for me, who does video. So I make my case. All right.
Yeah, well, I remember when we were on the air and Apple was about to go under.
Yeah.
And you said they needed to come up with a computer like you said that Apple needed to come up with a PC that was like similar to Windows or something.
Oh no! What I said is that it was quite the reverse. I was saying that they all should adopt. I mean, you see what Apple did is they never had what they called an open architecture, where they would allow people to go in and use their system and maybe improve it and hack it and change things and so on. Because Steve Jobs wanted Apple to be entirely private, his own, okay? Nobody else can use that. When he was kicked out of the company, they figured one way to make money was to sell the operating system to other people and let them make basically Apple machines, but that weren't made by Apple. And they did that, and it caused them no end of grief because these people just didn't know how to handle it and whatever. So at one point they finally said, we're taking all those things, all those permissions back. And to this day, Apple can only make what the iOS, the Mac iOS. And am I explaining myself well enough here?
Yeah, I remember at that time, Apple was so close to going bankrupt.
Well,
97.
Jobs had left the company, okay? They kicked him out, actually. Kicked him out of a company he created, all right? And so he went and he started his own company. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. And it did okay. He made a really good computer, but it was like $10,000, and it was just too much, all right? So they kicked him out, and then they asked him to come back to help the company survive. So he came back in not as any kind of in any kind of leadership role. He just came back to move the technology where he felt it should go, and what he came up with was the iPhone. And it had a lot of the technology he had developed in his other company, the name of which escapes me now, and I used to know it all the time. And he then saved the company, and they made him president again, or chairman, or whatever title he had. But he came back in just as kind of like a guy to help out, as it were. And he saved the company. He took, one of the other things he did is he made peace with Microsoft. And Microsoft started creating stuff for the iPhone and for the Apple computer and so on. And that saved the company, too. So it really, he came in and saved the company. But it was going under, no question about it.
Yeah, boy, if you'd have bought the stock then.
Well, I'll tell you, I was putting down the Apple computers and whatever. So one day they actually send me one. They say, we're going to send you a new PC. This is not while Jobs was in the company. This is when it was out. And they sent me this Mac. And it was the worst piece of crap I'd ever used.
Really?
And I opened it up, and inside they were using like tinfoil for insulation and things like that. I mean, it was the most rinky-dink computer I ever owned. And I said, it's a piece of crap. And I hardly ever used it. And finally, one day I said, listen, this thing's on loan. How do I return it? And they said, oh, keep it. We don't want it. So I was stuck with this. It was just before they came out, brought Jobs in and came up with a new operating system called Mac OS 2.0 or something like that. And it was just ghastly. Oh, my God, was it terrible. I never used it. Never used it.
Wow.
Anyway, that's my story with Apple. Hey, listen, we're running out of time here.
We turned it into a tech hour. It was like
we got Bubs talking tech.
like Leo Laporte.
Yeah. Not like Leo Laporte, better. Anyway, thanks, Bubs. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Oh, well, I just played the theme. Oh, it won't play it. Okay. Here, let's try this.
Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Boy, nothing goes wrong. Right, rather. Nothing goes right. See, I can't even get nothing goes right. I got it wrong. Anyway. Hello, everybody. How are you? Oh, boy. Yeah. Just a little screw up there. For some reason, that wouldn't work. I made this one go, and it didn't go. Son of a bitch. Why not? Let me see here. Volume sliders. Oh, because the volume slider is down, and for some reason that one doesn't move. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But it's just the way things are, I guess. Wait a minute, I can't get anything to move here. I see. I don't get that. Doesn't make sense. Well, I'll get rid of that later. I'll take care of all of this when I'm not trying to do a show, okay? Show nothing. Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's Friday, and it's our Friday get-together. And I think I probably should start letting everybody in here so that they can be part of the program. Let me see here. Where is Zoom? There we go. Okay. And there's Jeff. Jeff, can you hear me, Jeff?
I thought I could.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good.
Good deal.
Okay.
I can go home now.
Yeah, okay. Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Okay, Lee Presson is there wearing his, what is that? What's that kind of coat called? A robe called?
It's just a smoking jacket is all it is.
Smoking jacket.
Or just a dressing gown, or, what else am I going to wear around the house? A sweater?
You're just not meant for this century, are you?
I'm just unnaturally suave.
Yeah, but he's wearing, that's a very nice smoking jacket. Maybe I should get myself one of those. Then I won't feel as lazy sitting around the house,
No one looks bad in one of these things.
No, not at all. Hello to Josh. How are you doing, Josh?
Doing good. How you doing?
Yeah. And, of course, there's Charlie. Good old Charlie. I don't know how to act my age. I've never been this old before. Good. I agree with you. And you're never going to be again. Nope.
Keep getting older.
Yeah. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. Has Pete Hegseth been made Secretary of Defense yet?
Yes, he has.
He has. Okay. Well, that isn't that terrible.
That's all right. We're all going to die.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you really give a budget, the kind of budget that the Department of Defense has, to somebody who doesn't know how to handle a budget? That's just for starters. Huh? What'd you say?
I think Lisa said something.
What'd you say, Charlie?
I said, and as a well-known drunk, you're going to give him $1 trillion budget.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Well, he should have had to make a he said he was not going to drink if he was made the head
He
of.
got the job.
Yeah. Alcoholics just quit that way because they got a better job. You know.
Works all the time.
Yeah. Okay, we're all going to hell. Let's face it. You know, am I being too depressing here, Josh? I mean, am I overreacting?
He's not a very good choice for the position. Certainly isn't qualified.
Yeah. Do you know there's something like how many people from Fox that he has appointed to jobs in his administration?
No, I'm not sure.
And the problem is
Most of them, I think.
Fox is now having to replace them.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a qualified individual. I mean, you know,
People might say the president's not qualified.
Yeah, well, he's not qualified either.
yeah, sure. I mean, the vote was took a while because a few Republicans didn't vote for him. So the vote was a 50-50 tie, and they had to wait for the vice president to be driven down there to break the tie and vote yes.
Yeah, and what's very funny about that is that there was Murkowski and there was who was the other woman?
Susan Collins.
Susan Collins, who didn't vote for him, and then Mitch McConnell.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Didn't vote for him. And the reason why Mitch McConnell could do it is he's not running again. So he could just do anything he wanted to do. He could follow his conscience, which is something he's never had to do in the past.
That's nice. After, about 80 years, he's figured out that might be something he should do.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
So
He can tell his grandkids how honest he is. He can tell his grandkids what a great job he did.
Yeah. Here comes Bree. I wonder where he's eating now. Let's see. Is he? Yes, he's eating. He's eating. He's eating. No, he can't hear us either. So.
Oh, well.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Barely.
Yeah.
Too noisy here?
I'll tell you, your audio when you talk using your earphones doesn't work that well unless you're maybe outside. Sometimes when you're inside, it just doesn't sound very good.
It's strange because these are the latest Sony noise canceling, the most expensive.
Yeah. Well,
so maybe they just don't work well with Apple.
It could very well be. I mean, there's some kind of distortion going on that has happened every night when you've used them. So, I'd say go out and buy some Apple earpods.
I might have to do that.
I did it. I finally bit the bullet and did it, and boy, they're good. They're really good. So, anyway, So it's been quite a week, hasn't it? And now let's see. Our president today announced he wants to get rid of FEMA. Okay.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
We don't need any emergency services.
No, we don't. Well, he says what he'll do is the government will send the states money and then they can appropriate it. They can use it, which means that he's going to say, well, California didn't go along with me on such and such, so we're not sending them any money. That's what happens when you do away with FEMA, He doesn't want a separate part of the government deciding who's going to get money and not get money. He wants to decide it. In 1 week, he has completely destroyed this democracy.
We'll never get through 4 years.
Huh?
No.
We'll be lucky if we're alive in 4 years.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, what I don't understand is, there's a certain thing called goodness and there's a certain thing called not being good. Okay? And it's so easy to be good, and he doesn't seem to ever want to be on the side of good. He's always on the side of bad. What can I do this morning to piss people off, to make it harder for human beings to exist? And now he's let, 1,600 of these criminals out who are now out on the streets trying to seek revenge for having been thrown in prison.
Not all of them.
Huh?
Not all of them. And he needs his brown shirts. That's his army.
That's his
You
army.
can call on them.
That's
You
his
can call
brown
on them.
shirts. That's right. That's his brown shirts. So it's, you know, it's not a pretty thing that's happened in
People
Washington.
were like, in the media, they were like, oh, I can't believe he also pardoned the violent ones too. What do you mean? Those are the ones who listen to him the most. Of course. They're his most loyal and avid people. Of course we pardon
And
them.
they've gotten
But
out and they're speaking violence, you know.
well, some of them.
All we need is for one of them to murder somebody. And I think Trump will have to find out a way to excuse that. You think he could excuse that?
Oh, it won't even have to be excused. I'm not sure what you said.
What I said?
Already one of them that got rearrested for something else now.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, then there's this guy who started Silk Road. I forget his name again. I keep forgetting his name. But this guy was responsible for the death of 5 people who bought heroin on his website, which was on the dark web. And he pardoned him. And you know why he pardoned him? Because the Libertarian Party talked him into letting him go, and they give him his support. They give him their support if he let him out. What's happening here? This is the Libertarian Party who's standing up for a guy who was literally selling drugs on a website? I don't understand it. None of it makes any sense to me.
Yeah, but he's going to start drone strikes against the cartels in Mexico.
Yeah,
The drug.
yeah, right. The cartels are terrible, but this guy isn't. You know, you didn't have to go to Mexico to get the drugs. You could go on Silk Road and buy them. Well, anyway, that's, yeah.
Doomed.
Yeah, yeah. We're all doomed, right? Yeah. How do you feel about it, Jeff?
Yeah. I think about what a nice heart attack or something would be for him.
Yeah, yeah. We all wish him ill, don't we?
No, not me.
Ah,
I do not.
Okay.
I have a terrible feeling he's going to live to be 100 like Kissinger.
And he will still be president.
Yeah, it's the old saying, the good die young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is all that stuff you've got there, Bree?
Yeah, this is my lunch today. One of the standard.
What is
I
that?
got.
What is that? What is that? What are those things?
Those are, I don't know. They have tempura seaweed and they're crunchy tuna.
It looks like Malaysian cupcakes.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
You know.
Oh, they're very tiny. They're very tiny. Okay, all right, they're tiny. And they've got you've got cucumber there. I noticed.
Miso soup. Yeah, it's kind of a coleslaw-y type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then miso soup. And
Miso
then
soup.
we've got eel,
Mm-hmm.
salmon, yellowtail, I think, or tuna.
Yeah.
I forget what that one is. I think it's
That's called
squid.
yuck.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you get some watermelon. Oh, that's. And what are you drinking? What is the drink you're drinking?
That's green tea.
That's green tea. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they'll keep bringing that as long as I drink it.
Yeah. Okay. So, as long as you sit there, they'll keep bringing the green tea, or until you run off to the bathroom, and then they get everything off your table and pretend like we're never there. You know.
They save the seat for me. So when I come in, it's crowded, it's packed, there's a line. When I walk in, when they see me, they point to the seat and they hold it for me.
Oh, they know you very well there.
Yes.
Is that near where you live or where you work?
Yeah, it's about a 15-minute drive, 20 minutes.
Oh, from where you work or from where you live?
From both. I live very close to my work, so
Oh, okay. All right.
You want to see the restaurant?
Sure. Show us the restaurant, and then we'll. There we go. That's in
That's cool.
Malaysia,
Very
folks.
nice.
That's in Kuala Lumpur,
Okay.
and yeah.
It's very nice. It's very authentic and very inexpensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, how much is that whole thing going to cost you?
I told you, this is $5.
$5. Jeez.
Well, by the way, have you run out of eggs there yet?
Our eggs are fine. They're cheap. There's 50,000 different varieties.
Yeah.
And they're dirt cheap.
Because here we got bird flu
Bird flu,
that hit
yeah.
the chickens, and now eggs are like up to $10 a piece. You know,
$7 was the
$7?
best.
Is that the latest?
That's the best I could get.
Best,
Yeah.
That's Connecticut. That's
Yeah.
not.
Show us more of your face, Jeff.
Yeah.
Just move your camera a little bit, so
Me?
so we
Yeah.
can see you better. So you're. It's
Oh, I'm
more,
sorry.
Yeah, there.
I can buy
keep
eggs.
going.
There you go. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It's better.
I think from 9 different countries.
Kilroy thing happening.
What?
I can buy eggs from 9 different countries. So if you say one has something, okay, better buy from Australia.
Yeah. Anyway, so our eggs are. Did you see $7?
I said 7 was the best I could
Yeah,
do.
because
I mean, it's really going like 10.
I haven't bought eggs in a while. I have some. That's why I haven't bought them, and I don't use them much lately. But so I don't know how much they cost. How much do they cost at? Let me see here. Let me look and see at Costco. I'll go to my Instacart.
There's some places here
Let's
that
see
sell
here.
eggs. When I
Egg.
finish lunch, I'll walk over and get the price. But this area,
Yeah.
it's not really, there's not really supermarkets here. There's just some like fruit
the
stands and mini marts.
eggs are, well, they say they're out of stock.
Yeah.
There you
Wow, they're out of stock of all eggs at Costco. Son of a bitch.
It's like
Yeah.
toilet paper.
Hmm?
go. Yeah.
Toilet paper.
You remember when we had to run on toilet paper where we got run on eggs now?
Well, we don't have a run on toilet paper now, do we? No.
You can,
No,
you,
it's eggs.
yeah, you can live without
When I
eggs.
was,
Wait a minute. Hold on a
Can't
second.
live
Who,
without
who's,
toilet paper.
who's,
leaving.
who is talking here? Was it you,
It's me, Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm in the dark.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the dark. Did
there
you
you
say
go.
toilet paper was up?
I'm
or-
driving
No,
through
he was
this.
comparing it to toilet paper 2 or 3 years ago when we had to run on it.
Yeah, what were you saying, Kevin? There he is. Yeah.
That I'm driving through the Siskiyou Mountains right now on the way to Oregon.
Oh, really? Oh,
wow.
You're going up to see your daughter.
Lost you.
Wow.
Oh, there you.
How long does that drive take you up to?
I may lose you somewhere along here, so if I did figure,
Yeah. But no, bath tissue.
it's about 8 hours. We're stopping in Wairika.
Kirkland bathroom tissue is only $22. Scott is $29, and Charmin is $32.
You got it.
Oh.
Yep.
You know, but no eggs. No eggs at Costco. Well, I guess that's as to be expected. Do you know the price of eggs, Lee, at all?
No, I
Where
don't.
you
I
are?
don't do the egg thing. I do have to go out and get toilet paper again soon.
Well,
Jeez.
the toilet paper is fine. Just go to Costco.
Yeah.
It's cheap. Use the Kirkland brand. You know what I had to get Marjorie used to was the Kirkland brand, because she always liked to get Scott tissue, which, each one comes wrapped. What a waste that is, right?
Yeah.
So I said, no, you should do Kirkland. She said, no, I'm not going to do Kirkland. I like Scott. Okay, all right. So now we go to see my business manager, and we stay with him, and all they got is Kirkland. And I said, how do you like the toilet paper, Marjorie? She says, it's really good. I said, that's Kirkland. So since then, we've been using Kirkland. It's been fine.
I used to use
Today's
Kirkland, and I
episode.
get tired of my finger going through it.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Alex, you want me to do the live read drop in?
the live read drop in.
What's that?
Today's episode has been brought to you by Kirkland Toilet Paper.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Kirkland toilet paper is it's
They
very.
owe us each 10 Gabnet bucks.
You know what I find has kind of changed? We get Bounty paper towels. We love Bounty paper towels because you take a Bounty paper towel, just a sheet, maybe you leave it in the pocket of a shirt or your pants, and when it comes out of the wash, you can unfold it and use it again. I mean, that's how rigid they are. Well, it seems like they've gotten a little weaker. It just seems like they've changed it's not as robust as it once was.
Hope that doesn't happen to Charmin.
Yeah.
A Charmin, you can use it, then stick it in your pocket, then wash it, and then reuse it.
Yeah, ask the bears with the brown fingers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, is that all we have to talk about now? Is toilet paper? How much is toilet?
You were the one that went on and on about it.
Well, leave it to me to bring this whole thing down to nowhere. Here, let's talk about important things. Take it, Josh.
Nothing
Well,
important happened.
what about that? We were asking that. What was that question the other night on the Constitution we were stuck on? God, I can't remember what it was. We needed to ask.
Speaker of the House? Was it Elon Musk to become Speaker of the House?
No.
No, this was if Trump can get a third term. How much trouble?
No.
How much trouble would it take to
he
get
has to get this. The states, I think, would give it to him.
I think you're right. I think it was there a workaround to get into a third term because that amendment was kind of vaguely written.
That's
And we were trying to
California
figure out
people
whether
speaking of
that
it.
was possible or not, and how would it be possible.
Right.
Well, ask Josh. He's the expert on the Constitution.
That's why I just asked.
Goes through. If the birthright thing goes through, and they have a map.
Josh really changed a lot. He's got shaved head now, and
Anyway, Josh, what's your expert opinion on that? Can he go for a third term, or is that impossible?
I mean, the correct answer is that it's impossible.
Okay, good.
I mean, it's plain language impossible. The spirit of the amendment was clear because it was written as well in our modern era, you know.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of audio, visual, firsthand accounts of knowledge of exactly what those in the room were thinking when it was written and ratified, much more so than we do with some of the originals. I mean, the answer is that it's clear, is that he can't. But I have told you privately since before the election, and certainly I said after, that I don't see that there's any way that within the next 6 to 8 months you won't see rumblings of it begin.
Oh, it's already started.
And
it's already
there
started.
will be I mean, an amendment would never go through. That's not going to happen. I mean, half the country doesn't support him, period. An amendment is terribly difficult to pass.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It takes, two-thirds of both houses and
states.
3/4 of the states.
38 states he's got to get.
So the numbers are just not there. You can't get it through Congress.
Yeah, but there are members of Congress who are saying they're going to try and float it. And I'm saying to them,
sure,
don't you have those little constitutions in your pocket? Don't you bring them out to show how patriotic you are? Why don't you read it sometime?
Yeah, I mean,
he tries anything. That's the thing, is he'll try anything. So
right. So it's a matter of how much. It's a matter of how much people are willing to look the other way, really. I mean, the answer is no. You cannot serve a third term. So that much is it's. I mean, it's very clear. There really is no debate. Anyone that says otherwise is just saying it because that's what they want.
Josh, let's say that the next election comes.
Wait, don't talk with
JD
your
Vance-
mouth full.
No kidding.
And JD Vance says, no, I can't certify this vote. We got to leave Trump in there.
Well, he
mean,
can't do that.
It's not part of the
What if he does?
process. It's not legal. It's not, it's not constitutional. But I don't rule any sort of action by anybody out to try to do anything. Again, it's moved from a matter of settled law to a matter of
Unknown.
just how much people are willing to accept. I mean, how much they're willing to look the other way. I mean, there is nothing that allows a third term. But again, I mean, like I said, I think I told you guys, remember, in like October or something like that I didn't see any way possible, and I was dead serious. People could laugh at me, that it won't be given a serious try. I mean, I still believe that. I believe that more now than ever. But the thing is, again, this is dangerous territory, because I ask myself, and I don't even see the kind of crackpotted system with justices that we have now, who do some things that are just completely stupid. I mean, I don't see any way how they can see around the third term, the 25th, all that kind of stuff. But the same thing with the kind of the 14th Amendment, where we signed an executive order that says he's reinterpreted it, or whatever the word that he used was. And my thinking on that is, and I know the court would say this too, especially Justice Roberts and a few others. I mean, if the president can issue an executive order and reinterpret the 14th Amendment, and we allow this, then what stops the president from reinterpreting the Second Amendment, or the First Amendment, for that matter, or the Fifth Amendment?
He's trying to reinterpret the amendment that says that people who are born here are citizens, are automatically citizens.
That's his pathway.
Yeah, right.
Well, see, that's what I was wondering. Is kind of like what Bree said. If he doesn't certify it, the election comes along. Well, he's not going to be up for election, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Well, listen,
but if he doesn't certify it, is that kind of a workaround or not?
Well, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that if they don't certify the election, the president gets to stay in.
No, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't say that, but it doesn't not say it either.
I mean,
and that's the kind of shit that he goes after, is what isn't said.
I mean, they actually, they changed the federal law to clarify how much power the vice president has in that January the 6th certification, and it was put in plain language in the federal statute that the vice president's power there is purely ceremonial, and he has no power to not certify and things like that. They cleaned up the language and the ambiguity that the first Trump administration tried to exploit. But again, I'm not here to tell you that just because they put it in plain language and they did away with it, that they're not going to try to do something. I mean, I completely expect 100% that they will try to do something. I don't see any way. I'm serious, and people can laugh and do whatever.
No.
Listen, I do this for a living. I don't make stuff up. I'm not an alarmist. I don't work for MSNBC, or I don't write for The Nation magazine or anything. I'm just telling you, I don't see him in any way just serving out a term and saying, "Wow, I served my 2 terms and bye-bye." There'll be some nonsense.
He's already dangling the carrot.
Right. I mean, there'll be some nonsense attached to it.
What if he runs with JD Vance at the top of the ticket? And can he be vice president? And then after
he can't.
Vance wins,
No, I don't think he can.
can't be vice president?
I don't think so, because that would mean that if something were to happen to Vance, he would be president again, and he couldn't be.
Can't
Well, I
be.
mean, there's some confusion is there too. I think he could serve as vice president, but not again as president. And
You have to skip him or something if something happened to him.
yeah,
Right. He could be vice president, then knock off Vance, and then he'd be president again. That's great.
but
We've been joined, by the way, by Richard Braun. Hello, Richard.
How you doing?
Okay.
And yeah, I think there was a congressman who put forth a bill that if there wasn't 2 consecutive terms, that the 25th didn't apply. So therefore, Trump could run again. But I think
how old would he be when he ran?
82.
Shit, that's the other problem.
Maybe 82 in 2028.
I think that the thread from the other night was somehow that Vance advanced, and then the vice presidency was open, and if Musk was put in as vice president, then could he be president? But I think he would be eligible for vice president because you don't have to be a natural U.S. citizen to be a vice president, but you do have to hold the office of president. That's in the Constitution.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't make much sense that you would vote for a vice president who couldn't become president.
Well, and then you get Johnson. Hey, not that Vance is any great shakes.
Well, it's all a headache, and I don't know. I'm moving to Portugal. What the hell?
I like Josh's attitude. I'm not an alarmist, he said. Let's not all jump to conclusions. Let's just see what happens.
Well, it isn't a matter of jumping to conclusions. There's already somebody saying we've got to make it so he can have another term after this. And I'm going, come on, who wants an 82-year-old president? We already had one. And everybody was saying he was too old for the job.
Yeah. And he did say when he was running this time that if you elect me, you'll never have to vote again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes me happy because I don't like going across the street, or mailing it in. It's too much trouble.
You could slip and fall.
I could slip and fall, exactly.
Out a window,
Yeah.
On the 10th floor.
Yeah. How depressed are you, Lee, about all of this, or you just don't care?
As you can tell, I'm slowly sinking into my chair. Here's what bothers me. Do you think that he's going to have Trump coin declared the national currency, replacing the dollar? I think he's going to try that.
I think he'll try.
He's trying to get what do you call it? A Bitcoin to be the coin.
That would be great because I have Trump coins.
You bought some of those?
Yep.
When?
When they came out.
Yesterday, a couple days ago?
Yeah. I showed you on the app.
How much?
Yeah, he did show it. Yeah.
How much did you? How many did you buy?
I bought $3 worth. Just in case it goes up to $1 million each.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I'm at a. This one is like a convenient mart. Let's see if they have eggs.
Well, I'm sure you have eggs there. I'm sure you have eggs there, because you don't have bird flu going on in Malaysia, do you?
Yeah, we believe you.
No, we don't.
We believe you. You don't have
They
to
got
show
eggs.
us.
It's just what's inside the eggs.
We've gotten to a point where we can get a signal from you live from Malaysia, and I think all that scientific ability and all that invention wasn't meant so you could go down an aisle and show us eggs. Well, he didn't make it down to the end of the aisle.
It's a little densely packed. Do you have eggs? Yeah.
You have eggs? I have to show eggs to Alex Bennett.
Oh,
Very important.
Now he's showing them
show
to
Alex
you.
Bennett these eggs.
He's showing them to you, and you're going to have to buy them.
You gonna make them
I
all
just
the
want
way
to see the
down
prices.
there.
Down there. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
They're not in a
saw 'em.
refrigerated area in
Really?
Malaysia? Are you
No,
kidding me?
Oh,
no.
But they
Some
have
are, some are not.
Like in France, they don't wash
Okay,
them, so
so
they don't
that's
need to
a
be.
$1.20.
Would you send some to us?
You can get corn plus.
put it in an
These
envelope.
ones are from the village.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a whole tray of them for $2. I think that's 3 dozen
Yeah.
for $2.
Okay. Well, now
you
we
deliver.
believe
And that's
you.
expensive.
Yeah. Now,
That's
how much is
expensive because this is
Yeah.
a convenience store,
Well, as
not a
long as
grocery
you're
store.
there, how
So,
much? Go look and see if you can find it. How much are a cup of noodles?
oh,
They're
That-
all over the place in Malaysia.
they have them all over the place.
This is
and
called
they're gonna
stalling
be
for time till the show's over.
How much
Cup of
Twinkie? Do they have
noodles
toilet
will-
paper there?
Shopping with
They do,
with
but
greed.
if I go down that aisle, I lose the signal for the toilet paper.
Oh, lucky us. Oh, I would know. I'm sorry.
So
Shopping
there's
with
there's
greed.
coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's Nescafe. That's not really coffee.
Now
Okay,
that's like
so
Do you know that
It's all your noodles.
in Greece, that's what they drink? That's the drink of Greece is Nescafe.
Yeah.
oh, it's horrible.
this is all noodles here,
Yeah.
and they're all for $1 or 10.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we thank you
10
very much.
cents.
Thank you very much for taking us through a 7-Eleven in Malaysia.
KK Mart. No, it's KK Mart.
KK Mart.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that liquor.
Oh,
Oh,
they sell liquor in 7-Elevens there. Okay.
well, this isn't the 7-Eleven.
So,
It's a KK Mart.
liquor and 7-Elevens around here too.
They do.
Yeah.
Here they do. I don't. Do they?
Yeah,
They
do
can't have
in
it. They can't
California,
have it
too.
here because in New York, you can't sell liquor in the same store you sell food. So, like for
Well,
instance,
in Pennsylvania, it's really
well, we're not talking Pennsylvania. We're talking
Yeah,
New
yeah.
York. And in New York, if you want to have a liquor store, and you have a store like Costco, then right next door you have the liquor store, but it has to be separate
Yeah.
from the
Package.
from the packaged goods. Yeah. So anyway, so where are you now, Kevin?
About 20 miles south of Weed, California.
Oh, you know something? I used to have a friend that, I used to go up to Weed all the time.
Bet you did.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in Klamath Falls for a while, and I would come down to Weed because I had a friend who ran the movie theater there, and he taught me how to be a projectionist.
Okay.
And I
Yeah, we're
would,
actually in Dunsmuir where the big train wreck was, the chemical train way back when.
yes, I know Dunsmuir as well. I know that whole area up there. Yeah.
Yep.
It's right at the
It's
base.
dark.
It's right at the base of Mount Shasta.
Yes.
Yep.
And there are several. Do you know some of the legends about Mount Shasta?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Where they make the
Paul.
soft drinks, right?
Huh?
that place is in there.
What'd you say?
It's where they make the soft drinks, right?
No. Supposedly, there is a society that I think they may still exist there that believes that there are glass temples on the top of the mountain. And they aren't there, of course, but they believe that.
I think we ought to change the name of the mountain to Trump.
And then there's, where'd you come up with that all of a sudden?
We went 5 minutes without mentioning Trump. That's why he had to do that.
Just to liven up the show. Sorry.
No,
It was a joke.
but what they did is there's a religion up there called the I Am Society. That's it. And the I Ams believe that there is a panther living on Mount Shasta, and that it is, if it ever comes down, the world will, I guess, change or become better. It's like a God thing. and the panther is there. And what I wanted to do once is I wanted to get a big stuffed panther, and I wanted to come down off the mountain with the panther around my shoulders, saying, "Look what I caught." But no, there is ask them. There's a place called the I Am Society, and in fact, you can look it up on Google. Probably has.
Why don't you stop in Weed and let us know the price of eggs too?
Or the price of. Tell us the price of weed.
They ate them all. They ate them all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or go to eggs and tell us the price of weed. You know.
Yeah.
There you go. There's plenty of those stores there.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Where was West Egg? Anybody know West Egg?
West Egg.
That was the town on Long Island, doesn't exist, in The Great Gatsby. Called New Egg. Yeah. So anyway. Let me see here. We got about
we're gonna be going through weed, and then we'll be in the state of Jefferson. Just so you know.
In the state of Jefferson.
Yeah, the secessionist.
But you remember to break up the state into 3 parts? This would be the state of Jefferson up.
Oh, I see. Okay, but it's still California, right?
Well, they don't want it to be.
Yeah.
Long Highway 5.
You do have to be a natural born citizen to be vice president, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that.
Yeah.
You do have to be a naturally born citizen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both president and vice president, because otherwise, per the amendment, you can't succeed to the office of the presidency unless you meet the qualifications.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, when does qualifications stop Donald Trump?
Well, again,
excuse me, I mentioned him. Yeah.
But I don't know what. I just don't know what legal theory they have for wanting to, sort of reinterpret an amendment of the Constitution via executive order. I mean, setting aside the massive explosion that would have went off if President Obama or President Biden, for example, had tried to do such a thing. I just don't get what, how it's only about today. I mean, again, so if this is really how it is, then why, and I'm not saying I want it, I'm just saying, then why can a future Democratic president not reinterpret the Second Amendment, or like I said, we don't have to make it about guns. I mean, why not the First? And put limits on the press, or your freedom of expression. You can't wear pink polka dot shirts and walk down Main Street anymore. You have to dress a certain way, or the Fifth. There is no more, you not incriminating yourself, and legal rights, such as that. What's to stop them from those kinds of things? I mean,
he's already trying to inhibit the press.
Yeah.
Right. It's like that first one, that first EO he wrote or signed was taking off the limit of free speech. Well, sorry, that's already there. What is good is that piece of paper you just wrote?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just saying these are issues that can be talked about in a way that we don't have to talk about Trump, because that's a depressing thing. But we can, and I think, I agree with the thinking that what the Democratic Party really needs to do is they need to stop reacting to the ridiculous things that person says on a regular basis, and then just on the daily talking about those ridiculous things day after day after day. And instead, they need to approach the public and just educate about what his actions are doing, or what his actions could do. In other words, here's what he did, here's the consequence, here's what's been proposed, here is the consequence. The President of the United States has signed an executive order to end birthright citizenship. Stop acting like you're so shocked, you're appalled, you're all, what I'm saying? Stop the drama queen side of it and just say, this is what this would mean for this many Americans, and this is what this could mean for future presidents. You know, start approaching it in a way that is more functional for people to understand instead of just, oh, I can't believe you said UCI. I mean, you know, they have to almost disconnect him from the situation. They need to start laying it out as an issue, as something that affects your daily life, instead of just using his name over and over and over and over again. They're not, you know, going to do themselves any favors doing that.
Pardon me for a moment, though. Is Bree lost in that Quickie Mart or whatever it is?
No, he's in a different store now.
Oh, he is? What
Yeah,
store are you in now, Bree?
Oh, I'm in the pet store. I'm looking for something that can give water for, like 2 days.
Give water for 2 days to what?
To my cat.
To your cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
goes out of town for a weekend or something.
All right. Well,
In
that
case,
should,
I would have somebody check in on her, but I'd want to ensure
why
that
don't you
there's
leave
always
the
food in
toilet seat up?
there. Too much fat. Number one, she would never do that.
Would
She
never
would
drink out of
ever.
the toilet? What cat
No,
doesn't
even
drink
if
out of the toilet?
even if her life depended on it. You don't know my cat. I can't put her in a
Yeah.
boarding place because she won't eat or drink. She will literally starve herself and dehydrate herself to death before she would do
Well,
something like
I don't want to make you feel bad about your cat, but she's awfully stupid.
Well, be that as it may.
Yeah.
Is this the same cat that eats recycled Bounty paper towels? No.
What?
I don't know. You were talking about recycling Bounty paper towels. You can put it in your pocket, wash it, comes out fine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what does a cat have to do with that?
I don't know.
It was supposed to be a callback, I think.
Hey,
of
listen,
sorts.
from
I
here
think
on
it's a
in, when you
comedic
tell a
device that-
joke and I ask you to explain it, you better be able to explain it, okay? Use that as your criteria for whether you're going to tell the joke or not.
Okay. That's
Okay.
Because comedy works best when it's laboriously explained.
Yes, right. It's not funny if you have to explain it. You know, that's always been my rule.
How about we try something serious? Like the Mississippi legislature just approved bounty hunters to go after illegal aliens.
Oh, speaking of paper towels.
Bounty hunters, as I say, I use bounty all the
Nothing
time.
surprises me.
I don't even have to hunt for it. It's right there on the shelves.
Yeah, bounty hunters, different story. But
Yeah, yeah. But bounty hunters, just to let them go out and what, shoot them? Is they allowed to do that?
I don't think so. I don't. The law's not. It just
Capture
said
them
just
and bring them
passed.
in.
You know what
Bring
it is? A lot of these really extreme right wingers are suddenly taking all of this as an excuse to do stuff just like that, you know, and to pass laws like that.
Yep.
And it's going to get out of hand. It's going to get completely out of hand.
I expect the American Nazi Party to start back up under Trump.
Well, it could very well. You know, I mean, it was a very strong American Nazi Party here. Prior to World War II. And then they had a hard time existing after that. But they literally, Madison Square Garden, they used to hold rallies there. You know?
I went to a Nazi rally in San Jose.
What do you mean a Nazi rally in San Jose?
30 years they got a permit to demonstrate in a park in downtown San Jose,
okay.
California.
All right.
And I was there, and the Nazis on stage were in riot gear, but the police were also in riot gear.
Yeah.
And they were getting pelted with eggs and stuff. And
they wouldn't get pelted with eggs right now. You can't get them at Costco.
Right. They can throw toilet paper at them.
Yeah, exactly. Are you?
I still can't believe you're paying $7 for a dozen eggs.
Yes, but I'm
That's
telling
not
you
cheap.
again.
That's not making any
listen to
sense
me.
to me.
Yes, it should make sense to you, there is a bird flu epidemic in which they are killing, euthanizing millions upon millions of chickens.
Well,
okay, and
well,
that's the reason why the price has gone up so much.
it's the mass production of food, I think, that causes this issue. Like, didn't Purdue chickens, like, they bought up all the chicken farms, and they try to get a corner on the market, and that creates the problem because there's no diversification in the system. Right. So previously you might have one farm that would get that, so they shut down one farm. It's like here, I have 9 different countries, so if something happens in one, they shut it down, but then we're still getting from the others. You need that diversity.
No, but what I'm saying is, listen to me again. There are only a couple of major egg producers in this country, and at least one of them was hit hard with bird flu and had to kill several million chickens.
Billion.
Was it what? A million. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
You heard billion?
Yeah.
I
don't
didn't hear billion. I heard
counting.
I heard millions.
Millions.
And so, who's going to lay the eggs? So
this is an animal that lays.
Make 2.
Yeah, really.
An animal that what?
Start getting eggs out of deer. I don't know. I mean,
what?
Chickens.
Explain it. Explain it. I challenge you to explain that joke.
It was meant to be a smart-ass comment, that one, but chickens poop your breakfast, don't they?
No, they don't poop.
Oh, what is it?
It comes out of their chicken vagina.
Okay.
And it is in a nest where they sit on it, and hopefully it will become a chick. But if it doesn't become a chick, it becomes your breakfast, okay? Right. I'll explain all these things to you later. Most of these people are up on that, or I'll have Josh explain it to you, okay? Anyway.
That'll be the day.
Yeah, really. So anyway, Richard, how are you doing? We haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm fine. Just being more house husbandry, minded as a retiree.
Being more what?
More the house husband, like taking care of things around the house.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Because you've retired, right?
Right.
How about your wife? She's still working?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not since we went to France.
Oh, not since you went to France. What'd you do? Leave her there?
No, she said, if I'm going there, I'm not working. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. So you've retired completely, right?
Last year and a half.
Well, what did you decide to do it at 65 or what?
It's all the news for you.
No, it was 68. It was time.
It was time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 68, 69.
Yeah.
What, do they force you to ever retire in the States?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean,
Certain jobs,
a lot of companies will retire you at 65, yes.
In France, yeah, maybe they would have asked me to retire at 55, but there's some workarounds where they let you start your own company and finish out your years like that.
Yeah.
And Japan too. Japan also, you might find yourself on the board from a bank. You might find yourself on a board of a related company, a company that uses that bank.
Okay, but the bank might let you go.
But not a U.S. Employee.
Yeah. How's your new job going, Josh? Good.
Yeah, going good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because Josh, you got out of the paint business, right?
I did, yes.
Yes. And what is it now? I can't remember exactly.
I work for a company that manufactures nitrile gloves, like the ones you buy at the store and ones they wear in hospitals and dentist office. And
oh
boy!
Like that.
Oh wow!
Nitrate glove. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Did you have a thesis you were working on, Josh?
I'm sorry?
Did you submit a thesis? You were talking about that some time ago.
Yes, I did.
How's that going?
I did my first one a long time ago when I got my original MA, but I did a second, and that was submitted a while ago, and it's already been accepted and confirmed, and the degree was conferred. So I've moved on, and I'm in a doctoral program now.
Really?
Great.
Yeah.
Boy, you're too smart for me, Josh.
Might as well start warming up with Dr. Wheeler now.
Yeah? Dr. Wheeler. Wow. That's good. Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Oh, are you a doc? Do you have a doctorate?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, he's a college professor or something, aren't you?
Dr. Bree? I can call you Dr. Bree.
Dr. Bree, you can.
Yeah, I'm fairly close because I had, where I had pursued a second MA, and I also had gotten a graduate certificate in World War II studies at one point when I was.
So are you ABD?
Various reasons. So I was very close with everything they let me transfer in. I did not have to take actually too many courses. I only have to take maybe 6 or 7 more and then write the dissertation. So
Marjorie's a master's.
Not too bad.
Has her master's.
Yeah, it sounds like 5 years.
Yeah, Marjorie has her master's because she had to get it while she was being a teacher in order to keep being a teacher. And then she got her master's and stopped being a teacher. So, you know. That was it. But she's got her master's. So, and I didn't ever finish college. So what do you know? You know.
I got 2 bachelor's degrees in science, and I was going to go into medicine, and did not.
Actually, Alex, you could get a master's here just from your life experiences.
I think you can here as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I've never.
My hand up, but they're way over there, so right here.
I've never attempted to do that. So.
If I approach him.
What do you say?
Oh, you could. I'll be your advisor.
You'll be my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just write a little bit every day.
Kevin, turn your mic off.
Oh, is it too loud?
No, well, you were talking to somebody. We could hear it.
Oh, yeah. It's my wife. I'm good. We won't talk.
Go ahead. Yeah, be a typical husband and wife. Don't talk to each other.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Let me see here.
I just told her to shut up.
Yeah, kiss my ass.
She just told me to kiss my ass.
Well, that we heard. We can hear it.
Hi, Kevin's wife.
I love the fact. Hello, Kevin's wife.
That's Tina.
Hello.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Yeah, so I'm hearing all this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, she's a lurker.
She's lurking. She's lurking about. Well,
Good thing we've been on our best behavior.
this has been quite a week. You know, it almost feels like Trump's been president for 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only been 5 days.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll all survive. You know, we'll just stick together, and if anybody wants,
in Portugal.
see in Portugal. You know, maybe Spain. Spain's possible too. That's another possibility. I would like Spain better because I love paella. Okay, so anyway, let me see here. I guess I can start playing the theme here. There we go. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It's been one of those, again, a really nice night of conviviality and discussion, and we just a little catharsis here and there. Jeff, thank you so much. Where are you? You down in Florida?
I am right now in Connecticut.
Oh, you're in Connecticut. Okay.
But I am leaving in about 10 days. 4 days, according to the chief. And we go back to Florida.
Go back to Florida. Okay.
Yep. And you're welcome to join.
Oh, well, we may do that, you know, as soon as I can get Marjorie healthy.
Yeah.
But it's getting better. Anyway, hey, thank you, Lee. Always good to have you here, you know.
Oh, well, thanks. It's great to be here. Check out my band, Lee Press On the Nails, on YouTube at youtube.com/Lee Press On.
Okay, Lee Press On. Leepresson. Okay. Thank you,
Doing all kinds
Josh.
of fun stuff.
Thank you, Josh. Really appreciate it. Charlie, thank you. Thank you to Bree for taking us through every store in Malaysia. And Alan, good seeing you. Good having you here. Kevin, you've been in the dark most of the time, but oh, there you are. We can see you. Wave goodbye.
Hey, there's Tina.
And Richard, you should call more often, you know? We love having you here. Everybody, give a big wave goodbye. I'll give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. We'll have another one on Monday when we do the pop-up show on Facebook. And then, of course, we'll be back again here next Wednesday at same time, same station in life. Amy Manuel is next with The Intersection. Anyway, we'll see you then. If you see her, of course, tell her I love her, all right? Bye-bye, everybody.